by Vietnam's #1 boxing promoter, Mr. Kim Sangbom's Kaki Buffalo Promotions. Our action this evening continues with our 4th bout, an exhibition bout scheduled for 4 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. First calling into the ring to the blue corner from the Philippines, please welcome the journeyman, Mark John Yap. Time to the red corner from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Here is Phan Minh Quan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our show today continues with our bout number 4, scheduled for 4 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Introducing first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes into the ring wearing blue trunks with yellow trim from Cagayan de Oro City, the Philippines. His professional record, 31 victories, 17 defeats, 15 big wins by knockout. Known as the journeyman, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark John Yap. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He comes into the ring wearing black trunks. Tonight, he makes his professional boxing debut from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Known as the Riddler, ladies and gentlemen, here is Phan Minh Quan. And now for the instructions by our referee.
Very interesting fight. We've got a few different big questions here. We've got Quan with size and youth. He's going to be asking Mark some big questions there. Can Mark tolerate the size and the youth? And also, Mark Yap will be asking Quan, can you tolerate my experience, my precision, my body shots? Very interesting fight.
And we go
round
to the first
1.
Round.
And Mark John Yap is a different kind of fighter.
Right.
To the John Estrada and Pabustan, Mark John Yap will chop you bit by bit.
Exactly. That's a word.
Yeah, he's got so much experience. I actually resent the name journeyman. As you know, in boxing
Exactly.
culture, it usually means someone that's used up.
Right.
But Mark John Yap is still an excellent fighter. He just
Far
fought.
from that, actually.
Yeah, he fought 12
Yes,
rounds
yes.
with Charly Suarez, the best fighter out of the Philippines, and it was competitive the whole way. He's an excellent fighter. For some more context on Mark John Yap, he's fought in Japan, lived in Japan. He actually speaks Japanese, and he's beaten some of the best fighters
Yes.
at his weight in the whole world. So he's an excellent fighter.
And Ben Enrique, he is a former OPBAF
Right.
bantamweight champ.
Right.
Let's lobby for a new ring name for
Yeah,
Mark
it's
John Yap.
It's a horrible ring name.
Actually, Ben, we give him a moniker the last time he fought in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Mark John, the rebirth. Yap.
The rebirth, because he's
The
been
rebirth.
talking about
Yeah.
his rebirth. An
Yeah.
impressive outing against Junior Raka, actually.
Yeah, Junior Raka. Yeah,
Yes.
he has had a rebirth. I think VSP Promotions under Lim Song and Robert Hill
Yes.
got a hold of this guy, have organized him, in,
Right.
directed him into some excellent fights, and he's experiencing a bit of a renaissance.
Exactly.
But I've been impressed thus far with MINH QUAN, who's landed a couple of really good shots, and he doesn't look overawed by the experience of Mark John Yap.
The taller man is MINH QUAN.
Mm.
And the younger but Mark John Yap relentlessly jabs that body.
Yeah, it's a big question. Can MINH QUAN deal with the body attack through the 4 rounds? Thus far, though, I've been very impressed with MINH QUAN. He looks like, alongside being the taller fighter, he actually looks like the stronger fighter. Look at his back. He lands a beautiful counter left hook, right uppercut to the body there on Yap.
And I think his professional debut for MINH QUAN.
Exactly.
It is. Like I said, it's a beautiful ballroom here, and it's a big event, and it's being broadcast around the world, and obviously Lorde TV in the Philippines. And MINH QUAN does not look bothered by all this attention under the spotlight.
Will he live up to his name, the Riddler? Will he bring out a riddle for Mark John Yap tonight?
Yeah, I don't know about the Riddler, but he's certainly showing that he's got youth and strength. If you told me you were going to have a professional debut against Mark John Yap, I'd say my prayers, but he did really well in round number 1. That was a close round to score.
With
Seconds out, round 2.
Yeah, it's hard, actually. Alvin should answer that.
Turn it down, give him the hard one.
maybe the one thing that MINH QUAN have, he do not fear Mark John
Exactly.
Yap.
As we see there, the final exchange in round number 1, it looks like when Mark John Yap sustained the cut. MINH QUAN controlling the range here in round number 2, though we see Mark Yap storm through with a hard right hook to the body and then a hard overhand right. Both of these guys very responsible defensively. They're trading hard hooks, but they're both catching each other's offense. Nice jab there by Yap.
Now I'll bring back the question to you, Ben. Who did you think won that first round?
I'd like to defer that question to Alvin as well. I'm not sure. I think the
Exactly.
first half of the round was probably MINH QUAN,
Mhm.
but the second half of the round, probably the superior body work
Right.
by Mark John Yap.
The jab to the body is certainly a way to stop a charging MINH QUAN.
Like we said, it's the professional debut of MINH QUAN, but it's also an adjustment for Mark John Yap. He's used to 12-round world
Right.
title fights. It's a fast little 4-round fight.
Mhm.
So he's got to adjust as well as they tried hard hooks at mid-range.
And usually Mark John Yap is a slow starter, Ben.
Yeah,
Exactly.
good point.
In a 4-round fight, you must take advantage of the early rounds.
Exactly.
That's a really good point, Alvin. He's a seasoned professional. He's definitely not a journeyman, but he's had so many fights. It's got to be such a big adjustment for him to start fast and only finish the fight within 4 rounds.
But you would know, actually, Ben, because Mark John Yap has been fighting 12, 10 rounds for such a long
Yes,
time,
yes.
and suddenly you have to fight 4 rounds, right? Oh,
Mm.
that's a huge adjustment.
Yeah, it's a very weird experience after so many fights. 12 rounders. Beautiful overhand right there by Yap, but I think it didn't quite reach the mark on the chin of MINH QUAN. Quan holding. Interestingly, guys, I thought Yap would be coming forward this whole fight, but thus far it's been MINH QUAN that's controlling the center of the ring.
Because Quan, I think, I am very effective in throwing that combination.
Right, that's always 3 punches
Mm.
that come
Oh, wow. Look at that. A lead
Mark
right
John
hand.
Yap's way.
Oh, was that a left hook to the body by
Yes,
Yap that
yes.
landed? And it was.
That's it. That's Mark John Yap going in for what
This-
seems to be,
Boom.
yeah.
This is not a journeyman. These are hard quality
Exactly.
shots here by Yap. All of a sudden, it's Mark John Yap coming forward, throwing some beautiful combinations. MINH at this point's only got the option to cover up.
This is the famous lingo in in the boxing. Chop the body and the head will go down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's always the case with Mark John Yap over 12-round fights. But he's got to chop down the body in 4 rounds.
Out
Mark John
round
Yap,
3.
Round number 2. So, thus far, we're halfway through the fight. Very impressed with both fighters, but also very impressed with VSP Promotions for picking MINH QUAN. He's done excellent for his pro debut.
And it certainly appeals to our on-site viewers, actually, here in the Grand Ho Tram. Based on the responses, actually, it seems as though they're liking this kind of matchup.
Yeah, of course, they would be. This is great stuff from both fighters. You see the acoustics in the ballroom. Every hard body shot's being heard all around the arena, around the ballroom.
In a usual 10-round, 12-round fight for Mark John Yap, this round 3 gonna start, gonna wearing you down.
Exactly. I can't think of a better analogy, but Mark John Yap sort of like takes you down little by little, sort of like a termite, right? He starts chopping it down little by little until the base falls down or the foundation falls down.
I like that analogy. I think
Right?
it's very
I
apt.
can't think of a better one,
Yeah.
but
Incremental bit by bit or bite by
Exactly.
bite, and eventually the tall tree timbers. But he hasn't got that option here. He's got to start fast, maintain the pace through 4 rounds.
And am I seeing some blood trickling down Mark John Yap's face?
I think
Yeah.
MINH QUAN has quite successful with doing that overhand right to Mark John Yap.
Yeah, there's a nice little right hand there by MINH QUAN. It's the left hook that Quan's got to focus on because that's that cut over the right eye of Mark John Yap's expanding second by second. Nice right hand there. Momentarily knocks Yap back into the corner. And Yap, like a consummate professional, circles back out into the middle of the ring. It would have been good if you would have seen that from the Thai fighter in the last bout.
Exactly. That's what Mark John Yap does well, right? He moves with his feet very gracefully, actually.
I think it is a quite deep cut for Mark John Yap.
Is that from a punch or a head clash?
Yeah, I was about to ask you guys, do we know
Right?
if that was from a headbutt or a punch?
I think with the signal of Mark John Yap, I think it's through the head clash.
Right. That is a lot of blood we're seeing. And of course, our ringside physician is checking.
I think they're stopping the fight.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
What a disappointment. That was a great battle.
All right, that's marked the end of this contest. A big hand for Mark John Yap and MINH QUAN, everyone. And with that, may I please call up into the ring for the presentation ceremony, Chief Operating Officer of the Grand Ho Tram, Mr. Craig Douglas, and also from VSP Promotions, Mr. Robert Hill, into the ring, please.